Oh, I'm here at Stop Hunger Now with Reverend Ray Buchanan, the Executive Director of Stop Hunger Now, and the Reverend David Crabtree, Deacon of the Diocese at Christ Church here in Raleigh. It's good to be with both of you.
Thank you, Bishop.
At this upcoming convention, two special things are going to happen. One is this convention is going to be available to you via live feed on the web. You can simply go to the diocesan website, www.episdionc.org, and you can watch the convention live as it unfolds. But two, we are going to, at this convention, make 100,000 packets of food so that hungry people will eat, participating in the ministry of Stop Hunger Now. Ray?
Well, that's amazing. We appreciate working with you. Our partnership with the Episcopal Church is something that we're so thankful for because we know it's all of us working together that makes a difference on behalf of the hungry. And 100,000 meals is no small thing. It'll make a difference that you cannot believe.
How did you start?
Well, it started because God created this world so perfectly. That means there's enough food for everybody right now. And even with that being the case, 25,000 people die every single day of hunger. And that's sinful. And so for me, my calling is to make sure as many people get fed as possible. But my real mission in life is to end hunger in our lifetime. And I want that because it's possible, and I want that because it's right. And packaging meals for the hungry is one way to do more than one thing at a time. Not only are we feeding hungry school children, which gets them in school, which educates them, and which is wonderful for women and girls, which are the people who suffer the most from hunger, but it also allows us in the developed countries to actually get our hands dirty and do something on behalf of the hungry, which educates us and gets us more involved. And that's what's necessary. We have to create a world where there's no hunger. And the way we do that is by creating a movement, which means getting you involved and getting all of us involved in ending hunger.
Now, David, you've been involved in making some of these packets. What was that like? Tell me about the process and experience.
It's an amazing experience because families are involved. Those without families are involved. It's a hands-on process that you realize you're doing something that is helping someone. And I was just thinking, Ray, when you were talking, it's that when you do it, you don't just put it away and forget about it. So many times we get involved in social ministries, which are all good, but as we walk away from it into our safety net, we forget about it. But we eat every day. And once you've done this and realize that your hands created by God are taking food to someone else's hands created by God to feed them, you don't look at food the same way. You just don't. You can't. And to watch people work together, to see the joy and the light bulb that goes off in a child's head, or the light bulb that goes off in a grandparent's head, or whoever it may be, that there really are hungry people in the world, and whether they're in South Raleigh or South Africa, it touches you in a way that sometimes you haven't been touched.
Ray, what's in it?
Well, basically, it's very simple. There's 4 ingredients. There's rice, there's textured soy protein, there's dehydrated vegetables, and then there's a chicken flavoring vitamin mix that includes 21 essential vitamins and minerals, which is where the real power comes from. And it's especially designed for malnourished children. It's not 100% of the daily requirements, but it's enough to, when you start feeding this to children, you can immediately see weight gain and more health coming back into children. What David was saying, I want to touch on that because it's so important. I've talked to so many people in churches around the United States that have been packaging these meals, and one person I'll never forget, it was a man even older than I am. He said, I've been a member of this church for 53 years, and I don't know how many checks I've written for hungry people, but this is the first time in 53 years that I've actually done something on behalf of the hungry. And that's where that power comes in. Like you said, it's a chance not only to write a check, which is important, but it's a chance to do something. And what I was talking about earlier, we created a movement in this country that achieved civil rights. We created a movement that got women to right the vote, women's suffrage. In South Africa, apartheid was overcome only after a long struggle, but it was a movement that ended. In a world that is so blessed that there's enough food for everybody, we have to create a worldwide movement to end hunger. We have to get it to where it's on all of our mind that 25,000 of my brothers, your brothers and sisters are hungry every day. That doesn't have to happen as long as we care. And packaging meals is a way to get us to care enough to create that movement.
When I was a child, I remember seeing on the McDonald's signs 100,000 hamburgers sold, the million hamburgers sold. How many of these have they?
We have been doing this for a little over 4 years. We've created 20 million meals at this point, and we're just getting started. Our goal is within the next 5 years to be producing 100 million meals a year. And that's possible if all of us work together. And that's what's going to be happening at convention.
Ray, David, thank you.
Thank you, Bishop.
Next week at our diocesan convention, we'll show 100,000 ways to say welcome. No child should ever go to bed hungry in this world. And we're going to follow in the footsteps of Jesus to make